episode will include inspirations and what it is like in the life of a special education teacher. I'm going to be interviewing Monmouth University alumni, um, special education teacher. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's podcast episode. Today's episode is titled "The Day in the Life of a Special Education Teacher and What It's Like Day to Day to deal with autistic children and children with disabilities. Also, what inspired her to go to Monmouth University and follow her dreams." What it's like in the day-to-day life, being a special education teacher and accomplishing your dreams. Also, what it's like to graduate from Monmouth University. I'm going to be interviewing Kelly Oak, who is a Monmouth University alumni. She was originally in marketing and then switched to special education. She teaches 6th and 7th grade and will be telling us the positive and negative effects about becoming a teacher.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
It's about empowering students and helping students out. It's going to be interesting to be figuring out what it's like to know that what it will be like working with special education students and the statistics. The percentage of special education students in an inclusion classroom more than doubled between 1989 and 2017. In 1989, the percentage of students with special needs who spent at least 80% of their time in regular education classrooms was 31.7%. In 2020, this number rose to 66%. It's sad it's increasing, but such a wonderful thing that teachers are willing to help. Teachers are like superheroes. According to Become.com, students had double within the classroom. On our next episode of the podcast, we'll be sitting down to discuss on how in 1989 to 2017, at least students with special needs, 80% of the students are in regular classrooms. Does these statistics shock you, and why?
No, it does not shock me. Students' educational settings should be the least restrictive environment. When students with special needs are in an inclusive classroom, they increase their social integrations and relationships. They learn from peer role models, improve their communication and problem-solving skills. Students without disabilities also benefit from the inclusion setting by developing an appreciation and accept of individuals' differences.
Do you think I could gain some insight on what it's like to be a teacher day to day? What are your responsibilities? What do you like to do to get your students motivated?
Teaching requires extensive planning and preparation each day. I must be flexible to effectively meet the academic, social, and emotional needs of my students. A lot of communication and collaboration between teachers take place.
How do you feel accomplishing these dreams by working with these children? Being a former Monmouth University student, how does it feel being an alumni? How is it like doing what you do day to day and just by accomplishing your dreams and going after what you wanted?
Teaching is a very rewarding career. Getting through to the students and seeing their faces light up when they understand a concept makes my heart smile. I am proud to have graduated from Monmouth University. I feel the teaching program, particularly the Practicum experience, gave me a solid foundation and successfully prepared me for my career in teaching.
What made you switch your career and become a teacher?
Prior to becoming a teacher, I worked at sales and marketing. I was working as a product manager at Lenox China. I became very sick with a perforated appendix. When I returned to work, I had a totally different perspective. I had a friend who had a daughter with special needs. I saw the impact her teacher makes on her daughter. It was at that time I had an empathy and decided to go back to school and become a special education teacher.
What's your favorite thing about being a teacher?
My favorite thing about being a teacher is that what I do really matters. I didn't always feel that way, particularly when I worked in product development. I remember thinking to myself one point, if a woman doesn't get her Lennox china in the whole scheme of the things, does it really matter? No, it doesn't.
What's the most important thing you learned about being a teacher?
There is always more for me to learn. I've been teaching for 16 years and still learning something new every day.
Are you happy with your switch in career?
Yes, I'm very happy teaching. It is very rewarding. I specialize in teaching students with language learning disabilities. One of my own daughters brought a friend home. She didn't know I taught her friend when he was in middle school. She proceeded to introduce her friend to me. He said, "I know your mom. She taught me how to read." That was a proud moment for me.
Thank you so much for giving us insight on this episode and what it's like being a teacher and accomplishing your dreams.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for giving us insight. If you have any questions, please feel free to post on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter.